preparation for the kids, really proud. They really prepared hard. We had a great mindset going in. We knew you play a top opponent, preseason team that, predicted to be in the hunt in the West, and you're on the road. You know how talented they are, and they're coming off a really tough loss to Toledo, so their back's against it early in the conference season. You're going to get their best effort. We talked about going in there and getting after and taking the game, that you're not going to go on the road and luck into one, and you got to go play and be aggressive and be physical. So I thought our kids did an unbelievable job of that. I really did. You watch the tape, even watching the game, our kids went out there and got after Western Michigan for 4 quarters. The frustrating thing is we all know in football that big plays and turnovers are the keys to winning. We talk about it. Big ask me what the keys to winning every week, and every week I tell them turnovers and big plays, and it's never going to change because we were on the other side of it 2 weeks ago against Buffalo where we made those plays, and it changed the outcome of the game. We're sitting there, the frustrating thing is there's 9:59 to go in the game, and we're down 21-16, and we've outgained them 355 to 171. And really obviously if you've doubled the opponent's yardage, you've controlled the play on both sides of the ball. Our offense moved the ball effectively. Obviously offensively, the 2 areas that we got to get better at, and we got to get better at right now, is 3rd and 4th down. We're 4 for 20 on 3rd and 4th down. We moved the ball very effectively. You got 355 yards against a pretty stingy defense through 3+ quarters. And then the red zone. We got 3 trips down into the red zone in the first quarter and a half, and we got 6 points. And we had to settle for field goals twice, and once we had a 4th and short and didn't get it. But you got to come away with more than 6 points anywhere, home, road. But again, a road against a good opponent, you're in complete control of the game. Then obviously we're moving the ball again, and we miss another field goal that's, within our range. It was in the wind. It wasn't a bad kick. At first miss of the year. Obviously, Sloman's been fantastic. So that's another opportunity. That's 4 opportunities for points, and you got 6 points. And then we're down inside their 30 again, and we throw a pick 6. And that's a critical play, obviously, in the game. Because, again, that's your 5th time down to score points, and you only have a 6-0 lead, and then you look up, and it's 7-6. Then the next possession starts with a penalty on ST. We had 8 penalties. We had 1 on me late that was not a factor, obviously. So we really had 7 penalties in the game, and we had 4 on ST. 4 of our 7 were on special teams, and they cost us about 45 yards of field position. So they start on a short field, and then we got them 2nd and long, and we blow a coverage. Our deep middle player wasn't in the deep middle, and they get an easy one. And you look up and you're down 21-6 at half, and you've outgained them and you've totally outplayed them. Then the third quarter is more the same, but we didn't get enough done. We got 10 points in the third quarter. We had opportunities to get more than 10. We had a bunch of short fields. We got a bunch of stops on defense. We moved the ball enough on offense. But you're still 21-16 going in the 4th, and then you get another stop and you get the ball back. And then you got to punt it, and then the first drive of the 3rd, 4th quarter that they scored on, I got to give credit. Their tailback's good, and we did a great job against them the whole game. But the one play that kind of got them back to 2-score possession was, he made most of our team miss. And we had him in the backfield, and we had a shot in the backfield, and he broke a tackle. Then we had another shot in the backfield. He made a miss. Then we had about 5 more shots, and about 37 yards later. And again, do we got to make that play? Yes, but I'll give credit to their back that he made a play there. We were in good position. We did what we wanted to do on defense. And then we lose leverage 2 plays later on him, which is on us. He makes a good run, but we got to keep leverage on him. We got a guy in position to make a play, but our back end's got to keep leverage on the football, and he bounces it and scores a touchdown. So then we throw the pick, and then we get a nice stop, and we're still in it, but then we throw another pick, and the game's over. So just very frustrating. If you told me, hey, through 3 quarters and 5 minutes, you're going to double their yardage, your kids are going to play really good on offense, you're going to play really good on defense, you're thinking you're not going to be down 21-16. But again, because credit to Western, they got the turnovers. We should have had 5 picks. We had 1 pick. We picked off 2 others, got called back on penalties. 2 other picks right in our hands we dropped. We talked about putting pressure on and forcing quick decisions and making those plays just like we did a week ago. And we did the same thing. Last week we got the 4 turnovers. This week we got 1. We should add 5. And if we get those turnovers on defense, it's a completely different game. So we did so many good things. When you watch the tape, there's most of the plays you don't want back, but the things we have to clean up, we've already talked about on offense. We got to get better on third down. We got to get better at finishing drives on offense. If we don't, we're not going to score many points. It's tough to win when we don't score many points. Then defensively, we played our tails off against an offense that's averaging 500-plus yardage. They still ended up with 310, and they had 130 on their last 2 drives. And they ended up with 310 for the game, and we kept their back until late, where he was a non-factor, and he's a great player, and we got after a quarterback that really hurt us a year ago and forced him to a lot of throws that could have been intercepted, but we didn't cash in on those plays. But we can't have the mental breakdown. You can't blow coverage and give up an easy one, and we got to make those plays. Like, it's one thing to force them into turnovers. You got to get the turnovers. And a week ago we got it. We got 4 against Buffalo. This week we didn't, and that's our defense. Same thing. Got to finish drives. Got to finish plays on defense. And obviously we got another great opponent this week with Northern Illinois. We're right out of the shoe with Buffalo, Western, Northern. So again, we're playing preseason, 3 of the better teams in the league, and again we went toe-to-toe to Buffalo and outplayed them and won it. We went toe-to-toe with Western Michigan. They outplayed us and they won it, and now we got to go toe-to-toe. Northern's coming off a good win. So it's about what I thought. I think these are going to all be close games. The Buffalo game, I know we won, and at one point we were up 20, but that was a much closer game. I know we ended up losing this one by 22, but we got the ball in the fourth quarter down 5 points with a chance to win the football game and got outplayed down the stretch. So it's going to be more the same this week. They're a very talented outfit on both sides of the ball. They're way more balanced. I got a transfer quarterback that threw for 360 last week. It's got a crazy strong arm and a crazy quick release. They always run the ball really good, and obviously they're known for defense. They've always been one of the top, if not the top defense in the league. So we got to learn from what we did well. We got to learn from what we didn't do well. We got to hone in on make some corrections on the stuff that we know we got to get better at, and get ready for another really good opponent.
How'd you come out injury-wise?
Really pretty good. Obviously, Brett got nicked up and had to go out for a little bit of series, but everything we found with him, it's probably best case scenario. He didn't, I don't know. We'll see how much he's ready to practice, but we think there's a good chance he'll be ready to play. And then pretty much, it's hopefully the time of year that even though we're playing really good opponents, they're a little less size and physicality than a couple of those squads we played in the non-league schedule. So again, even though that was a really physical game and it was a knockdown drag-out for 4 quarters, and we came out of it pretty good, and we hopefully will continue to get healthier and healthier as we move down the stretch.
How do you like Brett's development to this point? I mean, he had mixed results last week, a lot of yardage, but again, the interception. So is that just the freshman quarterback thing? And how do you like how far he's come from the beginning of the season till now?
Obviously, he's played well. Obviously, last week he didn't play like any of us. He didn't play well enough to win a football game on the road. And obviously, the play that he hasn't made up till now is, he threw the pick 6, and he saw the guy. They had a guy coming off the edge, and we had a swing pass on. He didn't like it. He went to throw it, and he hesitated because he didn't like it because he saw the guy. It's not like he didn't see a guy and threw it into coverage. And then he tried to make a play, and he made a really poor decision, and the guy was, in a position that he couldn't get the ball to our back, and he hasn't made that type of error yet, but that obviously was a critical error. We're in very good. There's 6:50 left in the second quarter, and we're up 6-0. We should be up more, but we're still up 6-0, and we're down inside their 25, and we go up at least 9-0 at that point. We're still doing good, and obviously gave them a lot of life also. So that's a mistake that obviously you can't live with and has to get corrected, and I'm sure he's going to correct it. The 2 picks late, we're down 2 scores, and he's trying to make a play, and, can't do it. You still got to take what they give you in those situations, because if you give the ball to the other team, you have no chance. But again, those are a little bit more, you're down late and you're trying to get us back into it. Those are a little bit more easy to understand. Now, you still got to clean those up and correct those, because you're not going to come back late if you turn the ball over. But the one early in the game is obviously the big mistake that really cost us.
The MAC to this point, I mean, Northern Illinois goes to Ohio and beats them. Bowling Green beats Toledo. How are you seeing this conference shaping up at this point? It seems crazy.
Exactly what I said coming back from media day. I tried to tell everybody, and I said I see it as being, it's always even in this league. It always is. But when I looked around at media day, and saw the players that teams lost a year ago. There's a lot of good players that left this league. So there's a lot of teams that are going to have some youth at key positions. Not just us, but a lot of teams I think are in our boat that they got some quality older guys, but they had a bunch of seniors that played last year. There's a lot of good seniors in this league last year, and so I think it's a little bit of a transition year, and the league's always balanced. And then if you lose a lot of seniors, I just looked around media down like, hey, you're not gonna have an easy time winning any games. And now you're 2 weeks in, and I think Ball State and Kent State are 2-0, and everybody else has at least one loss, and I don't think it's going to change here the last 6 weeks. I think who can keep their head down and who can keep improving and who can stay a little bit healthy and who can find a way to eke out some close games. I don't think anybody has a lot of gimmies on their schedule, and I think 2 weeks in the MAC season, I think that's kind of proved out right. I mean, Buffalo's sitting at 0-2. They could easily be 2-0. They could have easily beat us. They could have easily beat OU, and they're sitting at 0-2. I think, we could easily be at 2-0. We could easily be at 0-2. I think OU could easily be at 2-0. They could easily be at 0-2. I think Northern Illinois could easily, you look at the game, whether you win or lose, all these games were not decided till the fourth quarter and not decided till late, and sometimes not even decided till overtime. And there's some young teams getting better, and so I think it's going to be a knockdown drag out for the rest of the year. I don't think if you're surprised by any scores in this league the rest of the way, you're probably not paying much attention, because I think in 2 weeks we got a pretty good handle. It's going to be tough to win games, and there's some really good teams at the top of the league, but the other teams continue to get better, and as always, there's a ton of balance in our league. I say very rarely does the team win our league is undefeated, and that's rare in college football. Usually the team that, we have two sides, and one side wins at 7-1, and the other side wins at 6-2. And it's not abnormal for our league to be won with 2 losses. So it's kind of how our league is, and it's very even, it's very balanced, it's very good football. There's very good coaches, and we're excited about the last 6 weeks, because I think there's 6 opportunities to win a game, and I think there's 6 opportunities to lose a game, and you got to come ready to play. And the team that's tough enough to come ready to play every week and continue to get better is going to have the best chance to win.
Coach, on Saturday, you guys are going to be wearing some cancer awareness helmets. Can you just talk a little bit about what that means to you?
Yeah, it's awesome that our equipment people, Daryl's done a great job, and we got some really good exposure for the university a year ago with our helmets, because they are a little unique and different, and not just having the ribbons on the helmets, but also having the multicolored ribbons for all the different types of cancer. There's a different color for the different type of cancer, and then the cool idea that the kids get to pick which color they wear based on their own life experiences, based on how cancer's affected them and their family or their friends and their life, so that you get to pick the color. There is significance to the color to our kids. And again, we try to teach them a lot about football. We try to teach them a lot about life. And biggest thing, a lot of times we try to teach our kids about appreciation, and appreciation for what you have, and appreciation for your opportunities, and having an opportunity to go on the road and play Western Michigan, quality opponent, have an opportunity to come play Northern, or you can look at it as, we play 3 of the tough teams right away, and we're coming off a loss, and Northern's coming out, or what an unbelievable opportunity. What an unbelievable chance we have to play college football, to play in this league, to play quality opponents, to see how good you are, to play other good teams, to find out how good you are. And so it gives you a ton of perspective and tons of appreciation. And then obviously the league, it's Cancer Awareness Week. We were a little bit ahead of schedule last week with what we did Thursday night, because just our relationship with different families that have been afflicted by cancer and deal with cancer on a daily basis, and our relationship, obviously the Richardsons and the Kaufmans, and even at home with the Eversols. So how important in all of our lives, we're not the only ones. We're all have it in our lives. We've all dealt with it. We all will continue to deal with it. But just to be part of trying to attack it and promote this week with the helmets, awareness, and how important it is that we keep attacking this and we keep creating better opportunities for cures, or better opportunities for better lives, even if they don't have an absolute cure, creating the best situation for all these people and all our family and friends that go through this. So it's important to us, and it should be important to everyone, and it's a pretty cool deal we're doing with our helmets. Pretty cool deal that the the whole league is doing different things, and we kind of do it all year round here with Miami football. But it's a pretty awesome deal. I think our team raised over $8,000 last week in the LLS walk, and we had probably another 50 people down there on a Thursday night before we're leaving. It's pretty cool that it's completely voluntary, and you got players that are leaving on a bus to go to Western, and Thursday night they're down in Cincinnati walking and taking their time, that it's that important to those kids. So it's pretty awesome deal, and it's a pretty awesome thing to be a part of.
So, Manny, first of all, you guys have that tremendously consistent game against Buffalo, only 3 penalties and no turnovers, and then you go to Western Michigan, and the penalties come back to hurt you, and you guys have the 3 turnovers. Is that a product of what, the inconsistency? Is that a product of like youth, or where does that come from, as far as you can tell?
I think we prepared the same as we did for Buffalo last week with Western Michigan. And, you know, Coach thought we had a really good week of preparation. We did things similar to how we did it in Buffalo preparation-wise. And sometimes you can prepare the same, you can prepare just as hard, but sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. So when there was times for us to make plays and times, critical moments where we had to make plays, it could have been 50-50. We didn't come through and make those plays.
So how would you describe the mood of the team now? Again, coming off the big win at Buffalo and then having problems against Western Michigan, how do you describe the mood of the team going into Northern Illinois?
Hungry. I would say eager to get back to work. We watched the film, and after the game you feel terrible, but then you watch the film and you realize there's 10 plays, 8 plays that make the game. And after those 10 or 8 plays, we got to minimize them, and we got to be able to make those plays later on. And I feel like as a team, we know that it's right there. Things that we have to put together are right there. You know, we have games like Buffalo that we put together pretty well, down 14-3, but, you know, nobody flinched. So I feel like as a team right now, the mood is being excited. We want to work. We want to get to work back tomorrow, you know, start the preparation. We've already had a good practice yesterday, getting ready for Northern Illinois, so I feel like the team's excited.
And you being an Illinois native, did Northern Illinois recruit you, and how do you feel about this game personally going in?
Northern Illinois, yeah, they did recruit me. And personally going in, I know a lot of the guys on the team, actually. So I wouldn't say it's anything different from any other game, but I know that they have talent on their side of the ball, and, you know, they're coming off a big win against Ohio, so they're ready to just keep stacking the wins in the MAC. So I feel that the guys that I know personally on that team and just the coaching staff that, you know, recruited me somewhat, I know they'll be ready to play.
Okay, that's all I need.
Manny, I got a couple questions. On Saturday, you guys are going to be wearing special cancer awareness helmets. Can you just talk to us about the color that you picked and why?
I chose the breast cancer one because growing up, it was the one that I saw the most, and I've had some experiences with it. No one directly in my family, but I've seen how important it is to get awareness out of it. And the whole thing that we're doing with the stickers is something that is my first time being a part of this year. So I felt that I wanted to get one that I was most familiar with and one that I can speak about.